Hi guys, video number 11 for the chapter of linear programming. Examples based on formulation of an LPP. We'll take an example here where the tabulation of the problem is a little difficult, right? So the example is here on the board for you to see. There is a person called Salman who wants to invest rupees 24,000 in two schemes. That one of them is PPF, that is Provident Fund, and the other one is national bonds. Now the conditions for investment are: Salman has to invest minimum 1,000 in PPF and minimum 2,000 in the national bond. Also the rate of investment, rate of return. So आपने कुछ investment किया तो आपको कुछ return भी मिलेगा. It is 8% on the PPF and it is 9% on the bonds. Formulate this LPP to get the maximum income. Okay, so now for this problem you have to think as if you are the person who's doing this investment, right? So imagine you are Salman and you have 24,000 right now to invest. You are having two options, right? So मेरे पास 24,000 है और मुझे इसको two parts में divide करना है. So ideally I will take one of them as X and the other one will be Y. Now based on certain conditions, which scheme will be profitable, are there some limitations on the schemes? Based on all of this, I will be able to determine which amount should go where. Okay? ये तो समझ गए हो प्रॉब्लम देख के कि इनकम है मैक्सिमाइज करने के लिए, तो it is a sum of maximize. We also have now understood that the amount of 20,000 will be broken up into two parts. One of them will be going for the PPF and the other one will be going for the bonds. So we have also identified the decision variables. It's time to think of the table, but it is not possible here except for one condition. So let's write as much as we know and then we'll continue. So let rupees X be invested in PPF and rupees Y be invested in bonds. Now part of the information can be tabulated. Okay, so the given information partly tabulated. So I'm going to have X invested in PPF. So for PPF I'll be having X here, and for bonds I'll be having Y here. I have a maximum amount to invest. You have 24,000 with you right now, just like the previous sum where the fans and the sewing machines had a limitation of investment. Similarly, here there is a limitation of investment. You cannot put more than 24,000 rupees, right? So investment का जो constraint है, that says you cannot put more than 24,000 rupees. So that's the max availability with you. The next constraint we are talking about, he cannot invest more than 1,000 rupees, or rather, sorry, he has to invest minimum 1,000 rupees in the PPF and minimum 2,000 rupees in the bonds. Now, the word minimum is contradicting the table here which says maximum, right? So there is a difference between the first constraint and the remaining constraints. So then, therefore, they cannot come under the single table. They have to be kept out of the table for now. And then when you read the final statement which says you have to maximize the income, you understand that ये अभी भी profit या income maximize करने का sum है. So that can come under the table. By the way, there will be an X and Y here. And the income I'm looking for maximizing. It says 8%. So 8 upon 100 of the amount you will put here. So that is X. And 9%, so 9 by 100 of the amount I put here, so that's Y. This is what I want maximum. So maximum income. So you're looking for this. So here in this problem we saw that only one condition was possible to tabulate. Okay, so first let me finish explaining the objective function. Let me also finish explaining this constraint. Then we'll take whatever is left over. Okay, so the total income is Z is equal to 8x upon 100 plus 9y upon 100, which is to be maximized, or which is the objective function. Next we'll talk about the constraint. So we have rupees X invested in PPF, rupees Y invested in bonds, right? So total investment in PPF and bonds equal to rupees X plus Y. However, maximum investment available equal to rupees 24,000, and therefore your X plus Y has to be less than equal to 24,000. This is your constraint on investment. Next, let's talk about the remaining two conditions which were also in the question. Minimum 1,000 rupees in your PPF and 2,000 in the bonds. It is difficult that you can together take this in one umbrella. See, you're talking about 1,000 rupees आपको minimum डालने हैं in your PPF. So PPF is represented by X. So X has to be greater than equal to 1,000. See, when I make the inequation, it is going to make sense. But when you read the problem as a raw problem, it becomes a little difficult to imagine the inequation associated with that statement. So this is an art which you need to master, okay? When I write the inequation, you will be able to relate very easily. But for you to make an inequation out of the given statement is a challenge, and make sure you do enough such odd problems to master that technique, okay? So we have minimum rupees 1,000 is to be invested in PPF. Therefore, X has to be greater than equal to 1,000. That's the constraint on PPF. See, here the sign has changed, and accordingly, therefore, this inequality could not be part of this particular matrix. And also, we'll talk about minimum rupees 2,000 is to be invested in bonds. So we'll have Y greater than equal to 2,000, and this is the constraint on bonds. You can also write constraints on investment in bonds, constraint on investment in PPF. I've completed all of this. The constraints are over. I can see no longer any number is present in the question. I've taken care of all of them. Time to take your non-negativity constraints. Since X and Y represent investments, X and Y are non-negative, or they are positive, or cannot be negative. Therefore, X comma Y greater than equal to 0. These are your non-negativity constraints. Let's finalize the LPP. We are now at step number 6. The LPP is maximize Z equal to 8x by 100 plus 9y by 100 subject to the first one, X plus Y less than equal to 24,000, X greater than equal to 1,000, Y greater than equal to 2,000, and finally we have the non-negativity constraints which will complete the LPP. So we have X comma Y greater than equal to 0. This completes the understanding of formulation of LPP, where you are converting the word problem into the inequation and leaving it at a point where you have given the answer as the LPP. Next up, we'll understand how we will solve these LPPs to get the actual result. For example, in this sum, you would have actually told Salman to invest a so and so amount in PPF and so amount in bonds. That would be the solution of this LPP.